And one more quick point before Hurdle speaks. We have a number of different sections to our souls, to our neshamot. One of the sections of the soul is a section that has to give. Another section of the soul is a section that has to study. Another section of the soul is a section that has to work. And the fourth is a section that has to give and receive love. But there's one section of the soul that has to give to other human beings. Otherwise, even if the other three sections of the soul are being fulfilled every day, a person won't be happy. What do you mean? 1 second. I have a beautiful family whom I love very much. I have a career that's really an expression of who I am and what I love to do and do well. I study and challenge myself with new Torah and other ideas every single day. How much better can it get than that? There's one piece missing, and that one piece speaks to why we're here tonight as well. Unless each person is seeking out an area of pain and going after that area of pain and doing something to fix it, he will not be happy. Listen carefully. We live in a beautiful environment. Pain doesn't get that close to us. So our obligation is to seek it out. What do you mean? I want peace of mind. Sorry, peace of mind is not a Jewish thing. I want to go to sleep at night and sleep through the night. Sorry, you were born into this exclusive club called the Jewish Club, and we rarely sleep all night because we have a lot of things on our minds. So one of the key elements, not to make the world better, which it will, not to help other people, which it will, but one of the key things that we do for our own happiness is we find places of pain and we fix them. We reach beyond ourselves, beyond our immediate environment. We seek out people who are suffering, whom we can relate to, and we get out there and we do something. So in conclusion, there are good children in our community, and there are outstanding children in our community. The good children, great. We're proud of them. That's not what we want. We want more because we can have more. We want exceptional children. We want children who are very fine, very fine. The word in Hebrew is chen. We want children who have chen, who have a fineness about them. How do you get that? You teach them that chesed is not an action. Chesed is a state of mind. Chesed is how we live. Chesed is how we think. Chesed frames every word that comes out of our mouths and every action that we do, regardless of who we're doing it to. That's point number one. Take an email, sign it with the words, I love you. Even if your son is 20 years old, bigger and broader than you, and he's uncomfortable with it. That's okay. Do it. Take an opportunity where you may have to reject someone and have in mind that you can't give this person what he wants right now, but you're going to build the person anyway. Because life is about perpetual people building. Taking a person who's just stepped away from an engagement with you and knowing that you've enriched his or her life, that you've brought that person to a different point of fulfillment or joy. So that's A. We want outstanding children. We want fine children by teaching them that chesed is a mindset and a state of being. And by the way, very interestingly, in Judaism, you're not allowed to hide your chesed. In fact, our rabbis tell us you have to brag about it. You have to brag about it. This business of doing things anonymously doesn't relate here. Why? Very simple. Because if you do it anonymously, your children are not going to learn. In fact, we sent something out in last week's email titled When Others Cry. And the suggestion that I put on the bottom of the email is something my family has done for a number of years. We talked about it in one of our classes a couple of years back. Something my family has done for a number of years. And I suggest it to everyone. And that is, we go around the table on a Friday night. Everybody says a little insight on Torah or something they've learned that week. We've incorporated something new as well, where everybody tells a joke, which is also very important. Laughter and joyfulness is a very important part of Judaism. And third, we go around the table and we make sure that everybody has an outstanding act of kindness, an outstanding act of chesed to share. Why? Because if each person, including us, has to do something outstanding each week in kindness, then that just becomes who you are. It becomes how you think and how you live. So point A, we want to build the finest children. We want to become the finest people. How do we do it? By changing our perspective on kindness. It's not an action, it's how we live. It frames everything we do. Point 2, we will not be happy people unless we seek out and engage areas of pain. Unless you will sit in a room with a person who's suffering and cry with that person and feel the depth of their pain, you will be less happy. Because the way a person's neshama, a person's soul is built, he must reach beyond himself to give to another. He must touch areas of pain and fix them. And for someone who doesn't do that, can have everything else in life, and their lives will not be complete. And their joyfulness will be far from what it needs to be. So those are my 2 suggestions for this evening. I want to say that Michael Cohen personifies everything I've described. I think he is a spectacular human being. Hurdle Towel has dedicated his life to building the lives of others. He's a magnificent man. And I want to say as well that Marcy and Harris, in holding the first auction ever for this institution, have done a giant act of chesed as well. It's very easy to do an event after it's been done a number of years. It's a different thing altogether to say, I'm going to jump in the water first. I'm going to break the rule, and I'm going to make something happen here that's never happened before. So I applaud their efforts as well. I wish for all of us that we become giants of chesed, that we build the finest children, and that our lives are made happier as a result of the pain that we engage in the lives of others. Thank you very much.